means plus 40 millimeters of mercury. It equates to plus 4 milliequivalent per liter of bicarb. So it means PCO2 of 80 has a bicarb of 28 to start with. Then increase further by 0.4 times the increase in PCO2. So 0.4 times 40, which is 16 milliequivalent per liter. That means bicarb is going to be 28 plus 16, which is 44 milliequivalent per liter at full compensation. So on this one, if this represents bicarb, I used to be 24 when PCO2 was 40. Then when PCO2 became 80, I became 28, and that is uncompensated. Then after 4-5 days, I'll go to 44, and that is full compensation. So that anything between 28 and 44, that's a partial compensation. Anything below 28 or above 44, these are mixed disorders. And look how 24 is in the mixed disorders. When you have a low bicarb, it's mixed with metabolic acidosis. When you have a high bicarb over 44, that would be mixed with metabolic alkalosis. You understood this one? Yeah? Al, do you see now how the 24 was in mixed acidosis? Because first you started with bicarb should have been a 28 in an uncompensated state when PCO2 was 80. So 24 would have been too low. It would have shown to you that there was a mixed acidosis between metabolic and respiratory. Exactly like on our diagram. Yep, excellent. So let's try a final example. PCO2 is 20, pH is above 7.4, and I have a respiratory alkalosis. So yeah, you're gonna have to keep in mind that on USMLE you have less than 50 questions per hour, and some questions they're gonna take you less than a minute, so that it'll give you plenty enough time to do a calculation for one of these. Is that okay? What takes a long time is to explain it and write it the first time, but once you know the formula, it'll take you no time. So let's see here. First, remember when PCO2 is 20, bicarb is also 20. That's Le Chatelier, and you remember you decrease by 2 for each decrease of 10 millimeters of mercury of CO2. So just reminding you here. And now you say at full compensation. Bicarb decreases further by 0.4 times 20 millimeters of mercury drop of CO2, which is 8 milliequivalent per liter. So bicarb becomes 20 minus 8, 12 milliequivalent per liter. You follow this one? So first Le Chatelier, because CO2 never changes without changing bicarb, and then you move it 0.4 times the change in PCO2. So here you drop by 20, 0.4 times 20 is 8. So remove 8 from your Le Chatelier value of 20. You have a bicarb of 12 milliequivalent per liter at full compensation. So I put this, my CO2 used to be at 40, my bicarb used to be at 24. Now my CO2 ended up at 20 and my bicarb is at 20, and that's the uncompensated state. Then I know it must decrease to 12 for full compensation. So one last time, it means between 20 and 12 you have partial compensation, and anything on either side you have mixed disorders. Of course, here you mix with metabolic alkalosis, too much bicarb, whereas less than 12 you mixed with metabolic acidosis. There we go. Now you have all the different ways to work your acid base, guys. It took us a good 2 hours, but you first worked it out as a diagram, a famous diagram where